Hey there. Oh, okay. Hold on. All right. Hey, Deb. Good to see you. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that intro is pretty good, huh? Yeah, Sinead. She'll be in here jumping up on the back of my chair pretty soon. Okay. Anyone else in here? Patty better get in here. Well, let's see. We'll give it a couple minutes. There's Sinead. Yeah, you. Sinead made a trip to the vet today. She got all her shots. I was a little late. It should have been done in January, but yeah, it is what it is. Yes, Sinead. Come on, Sinead. Up. Come on, up. Here. Here. Come here. Up. Up. No, it's not play ball time. Oh, Diane. Hey, Diane. Good to see you. Tara. Good to see you. Yeah, Sinead, she'll jump up here pretty soon. Right now, she thought it was play BALL time, and no. Well, okay. Yeah, Sinead, like I said, she went to the vet today, got her shots, and she's good. She'll be going into the kennel next Wednesday, a week from today. She's going into the puppy resort, and she'll be there for a few days. She'll get to play with her buddies, all her friends. She'll get the spa treatment, get a bath, bubble bath, and hopefully it won't be raining and muddy. But they'll do the bath on the last day, right before I come to pick her up. So, and they'll keep her inside so she won't get muddy all over again. But okay, housekeeping. Housekeeping time. We have decals. Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project decals. $5. And if you want one, I do take PayPal. It's $5 including shipping. And, just, you can pay me cash if you see me. Let me know if you're going to come down to there's a camp out down in Kentucky over, not this weekend, but next weekend. And so I can bring, let's see, 4 of them left. If I remember, I'll bring them along in case anyone wants any. And then, or else you can mail a check, PayPal. And next is my book, What I've Learned About Bigfoot, 50 Years and Counting. This is available on Amazon. Type in my name. You see it, right? Everything's opposite. There it is. There's my name. Just type in my name in the Amazon search bar along with Bigfoot, and it'll be the top choice. Oh, Tara. Oh, you loved it. Oh, thank you, Tara. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm working on the second book. It's, well, we'll see. Probably it won't, most likely won't come out not until next year. I want to gather a few more adventures to include into this one. There's not quite enough. It's a little too thin, but adventures will be coming. I'm sure this summer, all the adventures that we'll be having, all the campouts that we'll be able to add a few things, add a few more chapters, and that'll give you guys a couple starting chapters to your books. Diane, that is, oh goodness, fantastic, fantastic. I'm praying so. And well, let's see. I'm not going to go into a huge rant or anything because I could go on all night ranting about things going on in my life. Just that's the reason. Oh my, yes, yeah, Diane, it is. It's going to be adventurous summer. Yeah, the past few months. And some of you know what's been going on, really since last November, the end of last October. Things are winding down to an end. We're coming to the last days, and the person who is harassing me, if he contacts me after 3 p.m. tomorrow, I will bring him up. I will charge him for harassment because I'm done. Okay. And that's enough about that. I'm not going to get into that mess. Just that the other person had no idea that what he stepped into. He stepped into a hornet's nest. And Lou and I have been patient. Okay, that was totally unrelated to Bigfoot. Yeah, well, yeah. I'm not going to get into it. Whenever I see you guys, I'll fill you in. I will most definitely fill you in. So, yeah. We've had to be, Deb. We have had to be patient. Legally. Thanks, Pam. That's appreciated. The prayers are very much appreciated. They are needed because I have high blood pressure, and there were a few days there where it was nice. It was even keel, and it was great. And then all of a sudden, this other person would contact me, and I could just feel my blood pressure going up too high. So, oh well, it is what it is, and we move on. God takes care of things. He's in control. And that's what I always say, God is in control. Oh, hey, how you doing? Shug, or S-U-G. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, but And I know, people come up with nicknames for uh, uh, for YouTube. Definitely Deb. Oh, Suji. Okay. Yes, God has this. And Bigfoot, cryptids, UFOs. With all this nonsense going on in my life, um, I do have a few topics that I had in mind to talk about, and it's just with everything going on, it's like, no, I'll let you guys be in control tonight, okay? Oh, okay. I'm doing good. Things will be much better in a few days. And it'll be much, much better whenever our first sale sign goes up and the albatross is sold. And again, I honestly don't want to go into this. This is about you guys. This is about what's going on with you guys, what's going on in your lives. Have you seen anything? Have you heard anything? Any Bigfoot stories or cryptid things going on that you guys wanted to talk about? Um, like I said, you guys are in control tonight. Remember the old Outer Limits, the intro to Outer Limits? You are in, or is it we? We are in control of the vertical. We are in control of the horizontal. And I can't remember how the rest of it goes, but that was the coolest intro. Uh, Man, if I could do something like that for my intro, but that would be a major um, copyright strike. That's for sure. Sue, Bigfoot Barbecue UFO Festival, Milton's Loop Campground. I love that place. I cannot speak to, highly enough about the people who run that festival, and Grump, Harry. Um, he was he was fantastic, and God bless the family. Harry Grump, the guy who ran it, he passed away last year, early last year. What a shock that was. Or was it last year or year before? My goodness, I'm losing track of time. I'm thinking it was like year before last. Um, but even so, that festival remains, among my favorites. I will support uh, that festival as long as they choose to hold it. They are. Um, it's just fun there, and I enjoy going there. I'm sure there's activity in the area. We found activity further on, a few miles further, beyond there. But okay. But the thing is, I just enjoy being there because it's peaceful, it's scenic, it's not a place that I would. Okay. Yeah, it's not the type of campground that I would want to spend too much time at because it's much too crowded. Um, too much things going on. I prefer more private campsites. I just enjoy the people there and the atmosphere. It's a great place. Yes, Sue. Okay, I remember. I remember your German Shepherd puppy. Oh, oh, that's a shame. She's still a psycho. Okay, and Pam, Daryl Martin. Okay, Barton Nunley and Ron had an amazing outing recently in the LBL. What an incredible callback they had. Oh, wow. Fantastic. I know, when was it? When I was last there, year before last. Uh, the I heard this was in the morning, like around maybe 10 a.m. or so. We were at Red Hollow Campground, and I think I was just talking to a couple of the guys, and I heard a whistle, and then the coyotes started. Okay, hey Mike, how you doing? um, yeah, I heard a whistle, and then the coyotes started howling, taking off, and everything. And Kumbo came out and was talking and gabbing, Kumbo, and and so it's like, listen, and but no, it passed on by. But we had fantastic time. Good to see you. Glad to see you made it. Yeah, Pam, I cannot wait. I absolutely cannot wait. LBL is outstanding. It's going to be fun, and as long as the weather holds out, I think it's going to be fantastic. Tara, let's see. You found. Okay, that's right. You guys, Mike Hartman, Larry Hogue, and yourself, you went up to Kinzu. You found a witch's circle on Saturday where the portal. Okay, I've heard about that. No portal at the time you were there. Okay, okay, I can't wait to see it. I've been invited to go there. I've heard a lot about that certain area by Kinzu. Uh, there's, I don't know. But yeah, I want to see the video. Okay, Sue, have I ever checked out Pymatuming Campground? Dogman sighting reports. Okay. I have went by there. I haven't been in the Pymatuming Campground yet. Give me time. That's one of those round two. It's, there's so many places I got to get to whenever I get around. But, but yeah, I've heard some Dogman reports from. I've received a couple reports, Dogman reports and Bigfoot reports from right around there, from different people. In fact, let's see, who is it? Yeah, a member of our group reported it to me, and then at that period in time, I contacted Jamie King, and I had him investigate it for me, and yeah, that was that area up there, Mercer County, great county, a lot of activity up there. Pam, yeah, I agree with you. I agree. Okay, Sue, is that in the Allegheny? Kinzu, it's to the north of it. Yes. Okay. I see Tara answered you. Okay. All right. And Nero or Nerd. Okay. Nerd beef. Have you ever heard about juvenile? Oh, um, yes. Yes. Um, I've heard about them. Kumbo talked about them. Uh, and yeah, yeah. But yes. Gary. Hey, Gary. Good to see you. And Nerd, um, the ones that I heard about were down in Oklahoma. In fact, they're all over, as a matter of fact. But no, the one that Kumbo talked about more frequently was an incident at Brown Springs, Oklahoma, right on the Texas-Oklahoma border. Sue, yes, I agree. Yeah, that's why I try to warn women from going out by themselves, especially younger women. Uh, Always go with someone, for safety. And then the incident at Brown Springs, the female was with her boyfriend, and well, neither one survived. Hello, Jean. Nice to meet you. And Gary, thanks for sharing the link. Yes, we remember Brown Springs. Yes. Jean, absolutely. Absolutely. Don't go if you're on your period. No. Yeah, yeah, I've spoken to quite a few people who have received reports, not just Kumbo, but other people. Uh, I heard a report from down in, where was it, Mississippi or Louisiana, down there. Okay, Gary. All right. Cool. Yeah, when we were there, we were camping a little bit further north. We just visited there. And that place is just Brown Springs, Sue. That's Oklahoma. It it's right on the border of Oklahoma and Texas. Right on the Red River, as a matter of fact. Yeah, Brown Springs is just, it's a very creepy place. Um, okay, Broken Bow. Okay, Gary, you might be able to answer that. Okay, thank you. I thought Broken Bow was further west, but thank you. Yeah, yeah, we've been to Hanobi. In fact, the same place. If you guys are following Randy Harrington, he and a few other people are camping in Hanobi near the Kaimichi Mountains. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you, Gary. East of Brown Springs. Okay, Broken Bow. I've really got to look at my map there. But anyway, if you're following Randy Harrington, he and a group of people are up at Hanobi, the Kaimichi Mountains, and they're staying in an area that my sister and I, Debbie Parker McGee, that we were at, along with um, Chuck Schlubs and Glenn Barassa. Oh, okay. Yeah, we may have met the one of the perpetrators, but who knows? It's an active area, no matter what, all around there. But oh, Jeff, good to see you. Good to see you, Jeff. Yeah, let's see here. Let me do something here. Okay. All right. Now, there's an invitation. If somebody wants to get on and tell me about their Bigfoot adventure, Gary, your encounter sounds interesting. If you'd like to come on, just click on that link. You may need to, sign on and everything, but that way we can hear about what happened to you at Hanobi and your tent. But in the meantime, what happened to us there? We were at the same place that Randy Harrington is at, and that's where I think Randy. When was it? This morning, he showed a photo of a platform looking out over the gorge. Okay, Gary. Okay. Absolutely, yeah. If at all possible, maybe another time. Uh, you're welcome to come on anytime and let us know. I'd love to hear about that. And yeah, that platform that Randy showed looking out over the gorge, if you remember the photo. Oh, Patty, it's about time you came in here. Good to see you. But if you remember my photo, I have and if you're not familiar with the photo, on the channel here, if you scroll down to some of my other videos, there's one called Two Possible Bigfoot in the Photo, or I took, can't remember, in Hanobi. But okay, Gary. Yeah, Randy is at the same cabin that we were at. And the photo that I took of the two, and I will say possible, I'm not going to say definitely that they were definite Bigfoot. Okay, Sue, maybe another time. I'd love to hear about it. Yeah, the first morning that we got there, we had, came in, the day before, and the following morning, I got up and I was walking around the property, just snapping photos. I've got a Nikon camera, a D900, and I was just snapping photos, zooming in. This thing has a 62 times zoom on it, and it's fantastic. I love it. And so I was just snapping random photos all around. And just, and then, I sent the photos out, into the group. And TJ, one of our group members, he replied saying, "Hey, Mary, you may possibly have something there." And so I had him show me where it was on the photo that he may possibly have seen something. So, I took that photo and I zoomed in to where he showed, and lo and behold, there were two figures there. It was two sagittal crested figures. You know how the heads come up to like perspectives off here, like a cone head basically, but it's called a sagittal crest. And they broad-shouldered figures. They were laying up over the ridge with their arms just at the top of the ridge, and they were laying there watching me as I walked around. And I just happened to take a photo with them in it, and thank God TJ. See, I honestly never would have spotted them because I really don't look at my photos that carefully, that in depth, not unless someone points something out to me. But yeah, there's two figures. And so as soon as I saw them and I, zoomed in, on that photo, I went out, Chuck and I went out, and we found the exact spot. And I stood where I was standing, taking the photos the previous day. And I snapped a few more photos, just to show comparison, that, okay, if the figures shapes are still there, then it's not Bigfoot or it's not something. And so I walked over to the top of the ridge. There was nothing there. There were no tree stumps. There were no rocks, no boulders. Whatever it was, like I said, they were laying at the top of the ridge with their arms resting at the top of the ridge, just laying there watching me as I walked around. Now, there's a female Bigfoot there. I nicknamed her Clementine, and I told the owner of the cabin, that I said, I asked him, I said, did you name her? And he said, no. And I said, well, the name Clementine came to me. So he laughed and he said, okay, we'll call her Clementine. Excuse me. Oop, lemon water. Non-alcoholic. So just lemon water. So let me see what else happened that weekend. She tossed gravel at the window that my sister, of the room that my sister was sleeping in. And then in the middle of the night, she tried the doorknob at the front door. And fortunately, we had it locked. I think the one night Chuck had been there a few months previously with some friends, and he said that It's possible that someone forgot to lock the door because whenever they woke up one morning, the door was standing wide open. So God knows she may have come in while they were sleeping, but this had been months before we came. But no matter what, it was a fantastic area. Um, Check out my photo, it's on that video. You'll have to search down um, quite a little ways. I think it was 2022. Patty. That was in Oklahoma that I'm talking about. But Land Between the Lakes, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's dangerous there. I'm not going to deny that. Uh, I have, yes. Yeah, we always have a great time there. And there's just areas that you don't go into alone. That's all. Whenever I go there, uh, I'm I stick around Kumbo because I know the man knows what he's doing. And there's a few other people that I would go into the deep areas with, but Kumbo I trust implicitly. And yeah, that LBL, Land Between the Lakes, it's I've heard vocals there a number of times, and so I've seen eye shine. Let's see what else. I've got a copy of a photo that a friend of mine, Jeff, yes, I will do so. Okay, we went to where? Oh, interesting. Very cool. Um, that's fun. Oh man, I know that one had come into camp. We'd found the footprints in camp over by. I'm blanking out. I'm having a little. But anyway, we yeah, the footprints that we found though in camp, they were a smaller one, just a juvenile, maybe. I'm trying to remember how big they were, maybe 4 inches long, but probably mommy or daddy or sister, brother were very nearby, I'm sure. But it went after some snacks that had been accidentally left out by the neighbor. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, it was Robin's campsite. Yeah, Robin told us that's why we went over there. 24. Okay, very, very cool. Yeah, 24-inch. Yeah, well, someone else I know recently found a 24-inch track, but this was in another state. And I'm waiting to hear about more on that one. But yeah, 24-inch footprint. Yeah, that's a monster. You're right, Patty. That's why I love camping in that spot. It's at Red Hollow. I just love it there. It's so pretty. It's very scenic. Uh, I love just watching the lake there because where I camp at, uh, that particular site, I have such a nice view, of the lake. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Jean, yeah, you're right. That's just a young one. And that's just a little one, 4 inch footprints, and then probably Big Daddy with 24 inch footprints. That would be, I would say that was the alpha. I mean, really. Yes, Gary. Yeah, I'll be with the woodwalkers. Only I'm camping up at Red Hollow. I just prefer it up there. I don't go in for the crowds, and I know, down at the main campsite, it's going to be crowded down there. It was crowded and just too chaotic for me. I enjoyed visiting with everyone down there, but I just prefer camping up at Red Hollow. Uh, okay. Yeah, dad, mom, and another juvenile. Yeah, most likely. Okay. Oh, that's good. Okay, Gary. All right. I still have the walking stick that, yes. Okay. Now I've got you placed to the walking sticks. Okay. Yeah, I still have the one that I got from you. Very cool. So, everyone, if you're going to Land Between the Lakes, not this weekend, but next weekend, um, check out Gary. He has fantastic walking sticks. They are uh, unusual shapes. They're not just a straight stick. They're curved and they're unique and just they're beautiful, Gary. Yeah, Gary, I got one. Yep, I did, and I love it. Yeah, they are beautifully done. Yeah, because like I said, they're unique. Um, okay, no, nerd, nerd, no. Um, I have had experiences with Bigfoot, as every, you know, but where I've seen them, uh, I've hollered at them, chased after one, as everyone knows, literally chased after him because he was being a bully. He made me angry. So I think it would be the Bigfoot getting traumatized more than me because they bully me too much. I don't stand up for that. I go after them. Tara, that's fantastic. You'll enjoy it. They check them all out and choose one that speaks to you because they're all individual and they you'll find one that just speaks to you that is you. Ooh. Okay, Jean. I'm 60. I've known them for as far back as I can remember. They are everywhere I go. Never had a bad experience. They've saved me more than once. That's good, Jean. They are individual. Yes, they're sometimes they can be good and sometimes they can be ornery, and um, especially juveniles, they get bored, and they'll get into trouble. They'll run across roads in front of vehicles, and just pull stupid stuff. And oh, jeez, Jerry, Jeff. Okay, at least I can outrun you if we go camping. Oh, okay. Uh, okay, that's cool, Gary. Um, the Alpha and his clan protected you most of your life. That's fantastic. Yeah, I've experienced them for since I was 11 years old, maybe earlier. I'm not sure, but you know, 11 years old is the earliest that I remember. And no, I've never experienced anything inappropriate, other than, the one being a bully. And he learned that he can't intimidate me. And around here, we moved away from that area. And around here, the ones around here, they're fine. I don't have a problem with them. And Jean, you're correct. Respect goes a long way. And the thing is, it has to be mutual respect. They have to respect you also. You respect them, and and if you're a member of my group, um, the very first word in the group motto in my organization, the organization motto is respect. And and I try to really emphasize that with people, around the Bigfoot. You have to respect them, respect their territory, respect their family, their clan, um, respect the other people who've experienced Bigfoot. Don't ridicule them. Respect goes a long way, all the way around. And yeah, you're right, Gary. They like to play. Set your boundaries, yes. And yeah, Gary, they like to play, try to scare you, just joking around. Yeah. Oh yeah. But this one, he was going a little bit too far. He was uh, terrorizing my dog, and I don't know if how many of you have heard this. And the thing is, my dog, she was a rescue, and I was very protective of her. She was my baby, and he was bullying her, trying to frighten her. In fact, he was terrorizing her. She was absolutely in terror whenever he was around. And with me, Mama Bear came out, right, Tara? Um, Mama Bear came out, and I had it up to here with him bullying. So he learned. Yeah, there's other areas that I've gone to where they were pushing a little bit too much. And, I'll stand right up and I'll chew them out. I holler at them and tell them, stop it. You stop the uh, stop the nonsense. Yeah, exactly. Patty, Your boundaries in the house with the door shut. Yes, however you can set your boundaries. Um, if I did it, okay, Gary, if you did it respectfully, they will listen and stop. Yeah, the ones did. They stopped what they were doing. The one who was bullying my dog and terrorizing my dog, he didn't stop. He was just being an SOB. And so you know, he just would not pay attention to the boundaries. So we moved away from there in 2016. Moved over here. We're about maybe 10, 15 miles as the crow flies from there, a little bit further out in the country. There's another clan or troop around here. And they're fine. I've seen the old one 3 times so far. He's like a gray one. Okay. Okay. Yeah, the one night one little one jumped up on my roof, Jean. Ran back and forth along that roof line. Did I ask the alpha to take care of the matter? Um, no, because I didn't see the alpha. The only one that would come around was this. Well, this was for 12 years. Yeah, whenever he first came around, he was probably a teenager, but he kept doing it for 12 years. And he knew that, I was pissed at him, but the problem is with teenagers, the more you react, the more that they'll do it just to see you react. And unfortunately, I think the alpha wasn't very close by for me to contact, because this youth, he would make his rounds, I think. He would just make his rounds. Yeah, he just wasn't around Gene. Yeah, he wasn't, he was probably a few miles away, but maybe next time. Okay, nerd. Okay. You once heard about supposed. All right, dumpster diving behind bowling alley. Okay. Nerd beef. Uh, okay. What happened to the women? Sometimes they survive, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they will bear a child who is um, half Bigfoot and half human. But yeah, no, like I said, sometimes the women just don't survive. Do you know where that happened at Nerd Beef? Was that in Pennsylvania or another area? Yeah, I'm just curious where that happened, because the ones that I've heard of were all out of state, but it happens all over. It happens all over because the native tribes, they talk about it. Um, okay, Jean. If I run into that circumstance again, then that's what I'll do. But like I said, I'm away from that area, and yeah, he was just being an SOB, and it was a matter of he wasn't respecting the boundaries. And so I said, okay, we moved. We were moving anyways. It wasn't because of him. Uh, yeah, it's the few stories that I've heard. Like I said, the one from Brown Springs, and Gary may have heard about this also. It was a man and a woman. They were at Brown Springs, and that's Oklahoma, again, for whoever hasn't heard. Um, and they were in this area of Brown Springs where sort of like Lover's Lane. And I guess it had to have been a few of the young teenagers came, and anyway, the woman was found dead, and her boyfriend was found dead also. And I'm not going to get into any details about that. Okay, they think that was a rogue dog man instead of a Bigfoot. Um, Possible. I truly don't know. I haven't heard that. Patty. Yeah. Well, I know it's. People are. He may believe you, uh, and he may. It's just a matter of they have to see for themselves to 100% believe. And it's just the way it is, and that's fine. I can respect that. Um, he may eventually have his own experience. He may not. And it is what it is. Gary, yeah, yeah, I agree. That's why I didn't want to go very much into them. Um, I agree. Okay, BJ LaPierre. Very cool. I'm intrigued by your name, author and illustrator. Okay, you had a lot of activity there. Uh, yeah, whenever we were there, and this was Debbie, if you're still here in the audience, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was 2018. Yeah, it was 2018 whenever we were there. Uh, I think we left, we went back to camp. Uh, Chuck Schlob's and a few others stuck around, and they explored a bit, and they had some experiences. As a matter of fact, some um, were possibly watching us as we were wandering around. Okay, we met. All right, let me hide here. We met in Punxsutawney 2 years ago. Oh, okay, okay. All right. Yeah, unfortunately, I haven't been able to make it back there. I it's like uh, the Bigfoot barbecue UFO festival. That was a festival, the Jefferson County Bigfoot Paranormal Expo. I really enjoyed it there. I truly did. Uh, I had a fantastic time, loved everyone that I met, and I just haven't been able to get back to the next ones after that. There were scheduling conflicts. I was already booked, for other places. But this year, I am lightening my load. I am not scheduling myself that heavily anymore, at least not for this year, because last year I honestly did way too much, and I by the time that November came around, I was just my health was in bad shape. Okay, told your friend Dawn to contact me about a white. Oh, okay. Oh man, yes, I'd love to hear about that. Wow. Yeah. Okay, Sue. Um, I know Kumbo talks about it in some of the older podcasts. I'm trying to remember where more recently that I heard him. Thank you, BJ. Yeah, as long as I don't push myself, I'm okay. Last year was just, I did too much. I really did. I did too much. And this year, there's a lot going on, and I'm trying to keep everything at an even keel. And that's why I'm so looking forward to there's a camp out that I'm going to. A few of us are going to down in Kentucky at Land Between the Lakes, and I'm so looking forward to that. I really am. I've got cabin fever. I want to get out there in the woods. I need woods therapy. And then at the end of April, there's another camp out. And why don't I do this? I always say, why don't I write down the dates of these campouts? Oh, Wanda. Okay. Oh, okay, great. Absolutely, Wanda. Yeah, I'll sign it. Oh, it'll be so good to see you guys. Yeah, yeah, Jeff. Kumba talks about it on some of the older Bigfoot Outlaw shows. Um, but those shows are hidden behind a paywall. Um, and it's worth paying the $1.99 a month, to listen to those old episodes. Just trying to remember if there were any newer ones that I've heard him talking about, but at least that particular one, and I don't recall it. It's possible the I know he was on a few of the Sasquatch Chronicles early on. I think episode 119 he was on, and it's possible that he talked about it there. Okay, you were in Cooksburg from this tall dude serving hot dogs. They called squatch dogs. Huh. Yeah, that's, some people, yeah, yeah, it's, that's a subject, nerd, that, oh, it's uncomfortable, as to talk about. And, really don't want to get into it, here on the podcast, because it's really not something that. Thanks, Debbie. Yes, Ryerson Station. Ooh, sorry. That's ooh, okay. That's the troublemaker calling. Well, his calls always go to voicemail because I'm keeping a record. Okay, nerd. Let's see. They would, um, nerd, they would feel a little bit more than distraught. Um, they would be, they would be traumatized. They would need medical help and psychological, psychiatric, at the very least, psychological help to deal with that. Okay. I was my sorry. My voicemails, it on my iPhone, it prints out, it gives a text version of what the person is saying, and I was reading what anyway. uh, okay. Yeah, 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 the women, it, like I said, if they survive, and that I wouldn't think that would be very often. You know, it's they would be absolutely traumatized. Okay, nerd. Uh, I have called before. I do not do calls anymore. I I had problems. The one time that I had made calls, I had problems where a bunch of them came around and um, just told me that I was trespassing in their area, and so that wasn't something I needed to find out. So I don't do calls anymore. Uh, Nothing really happened to me. It's just that they came around my house, a bunch of them, beating on the walls of my house. Little one was running across the roof of my house and just running back and forth. And apparently, where I made the call was an area that I should not have been. And it's like, okay, I respect your boundaries, but then the thing is, you know, they weren't respecting mine. And at that point in time, Jean, I was early in my journey, and we were butting heads more than working things out at that point in time. But again, you know, we moved away, and apparently they're not bothering the people presently living there, so all is good. Wanda, oh, uh, you know, I just pray that he's feeling better, and I hope that he can come. Hey, how you doing? Joe Parker, hey. I saw that you popped in on my other video that I did the other day. Wanda, do you think that Greg will be able to make it? Is he coming, or is he going to stay at home? Uh, I just pray that he's healing well. Yep. Poor Greg. My. Check this out. Ooh. Ooh. I got these to put on the front of my van. They're just too cool. But I don't think they're going to stick. And I don't want to super glue them. They're just too cool. Can't remember what I was talking about. But anyway, yeah, got sidetracked. Yes, campouts. We are having campouts. The first one is April 25 through the 28th. I can't remember. Thursday through Sunday at the end of April. That's at Ryerson Station State Park. That's in Greene County, PA. And you're all invited. So come if you're able to. It's a active area. I've investigated 3 reports there. Check out the videos. I've got a couple videos about those investigations, including the one with the truck driver who filmed Bigfoot. He's a gas well worker, filmed it with his dash cam. Okay, let's see. Oh, let's see. Joe, what's the best location here we go. What's the best location to set up your RV at the site? I'm going to be at Red Hollow. I think there's going to be quite a few of us at Red Hollow. You can go down to the main campsite with the other ones. It just depends on, there's a creek that you have to cross over that you would need to check that out before you go down there. But yeah, or are you talking about Ryerson Station? Yeah, Ryerson Station. I'm going to be in campsite number 27. We're talking about 2 different campouts here. Beginning of April, there's a campout at Land Between the Lakes, Kentucky. That one is hosted by Woodwalkers, their podcast. And they're hosting the camp out at Land Between the Lakes, Kentucky. And quite a few of us are going to be camped at Red Hollow Campground. And then Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project is hosting a camp out April. All right, let me look at my calendar here just to get the dates correct. Okay, April 25th through 28th at Ryerson Station Campground in Greene County, PA. That's Windy Ridge, Pennsylvania, Greene County. That's a state park. And it's a small campground. There's, let's see, not a heck of a lot, maybe 30 some campsites. But people can double up. I've never been in there, so I've no idea how large the campsites are. But I think you just can't have too many vehicles in the campsites themselves. Okay, let's see here. I'm missing, oh boy, you guys getting away from me. Waterside or landside? Okay, Red Hollow. Okay, LBL. Okay, great. You be good to see you, Joe. Okay, next one in June. Yeah, Jeff. Okay, let me get the dates so you guys can be caught up on these campouts. Okay, all right, a couple festivals in June. June 1st is the Patsy Hillman Park, Brownsville, Pennsylvania. That's in Fayette County. It's a Bigfoot festival. That's June 1st. June 7, 8, and 9 is the Forest County Bigfoot Festival. That is in Marionville, Pennsylvania, in the Allegheny National Forest. That's a huge one. Huge. I'll have a vendor booth set up. Let's see. June 22nd is the Bigfoot Barbecue UFO Festival. That's Milton Loop Campground. That's Dayton, Armstrong County, PA. And then, okay, the one that you're talking about, Jeff, the Prince Gallitzin State Park. That is Cambria County, Pennsylvania. June 26th through the 30th. Okay, thank you, BJ. Okay. Okay. Looks like July. See, yeah, that's why I say I'm trying to keep my weekends. I'm trying to free up my schedule more. I'm not going to push myself. As much as what I did last year. And so I've got, what is it, like May is free. I have nothing scheduled May. July is free. August, I have a few things scheduled in August, not too much though. September, I know, is going to get booked because it's always a busy month. There's a lot usually going on. Same with October. And I know that, Tara, if you're still in here, Tara, post about your camp out. Okay, let's see. Okay, the Bigfoot surrounded me one time, didn't just exactly holler at me. Okay, Nerd, the reason why I really didn't want to get into it is because I've told it so many times, and that's all. It was traumatizing, yeah, because there we go. I think primarily because I didn't know. Thank you, Tara. Thank you. Let me get over here and post that. Yeah, what happened was I had, the one kept coming around my house and banging on the side of my house, peeking in the windows, terrorizing my dog, trying to scare me. Um, and so, stupidly, and like I said, this was early on in my journey as to, while I was learning about them and trying to figure out, what they are and um, what exactly they were and how they reacted and what motivated them. Um, I'm trying to think, was this, I think this was even before I contacted Kumbo, before I met Kumbo and Bear and the Bigfoot Outlaws. Um, I, I'd had experiences before that, years before, and moved to this new area and was having all these experiences there. And around the same time, there was this, excuse me, there was this idiotic TV show, Not Finding Bigfoot. Thank you, Patty. Um, that they were banging on trees, whooping and hollering, and just playing all kinds of stupid games. Well, I wasn't going to go in for the stupid games, but I banged on trees and did some whoops and received tree knocks in reply. And, this was all learning experience for me. As I experienced things, I would analyze it. And so the one time I was maybe about a mile from my house up in a wooded area. And so I figured I'm going to do a whoop, just like those people do on Not Finding Bigfoot. So I did a couple whoops, didn't hear anything in reply, and I thought, okay, I guess they're just not around right now. So I went on home. That night, around 2:30 in the morning, thereabouts, uh, I woke up to a bang on the wall, louder than that. And this was near the bedroom, or really the outside wall of the bedroom. And excuse me, I'm sorry. And then there was another bang on another wall, and then another bang on another wall. And I could hear it in other parts of the house, walls around, the outside of the house, all around the house. And then I heard a little one up on the roof. We lived in a low ranch style home. And so it really wasn't that far for something to jump up, or a large one just to lift the one up and set it up on the roof. But I could hear it running back and forth right along the ridge line. And my husband, God bless him, I love him. He's a hard worker. He worked road construction at the time, and he would work long hours. Get up at 3 a.m. and sometimes not come home until 7, 8, 9 p.m., depending on where the job site was. And he was exhausted, went to bed. And whenever this was going on, he would not wake up. And, I'm shaking him and saying, Lou, Lou, wake up. Don't you hear this? And finally, I got him awake. And I don't think he was really awake, though. Uh, uh, Nerd, I really appreciate it. And it doesn't bother me because I talk about it quite often. And again, I tell these stories so frequently, and I'm afraid that people are just tired of hearing them. And that's why I was reluctant, to talk about it. It's not that I'm carrying, a weight about it. No, it doesn't bother me a bit, to talk about it. Thank you, Patty. I appreciate it. Um, yeah, my husband, by that time, I think it was maybe a half an hour or so, my husband was, I think, not even half awake. And I made him get up and go around the house and check the doors and the windows and everything. And it had me rattled for sure. Um, but then I think I'm more of the type where it pisses me off more than traumatize me. That's my personality. It's you don't get me down. It pisses me off. If I get pushed, no, it's just me. So, but that at that point in time, no, I really didn't push back. I just I analyzed the situation. I figured out that okay, apparently I trespassed. I crossed a line that I shouldn't have crossed, and uh, and again, it comes down to respect. Um, like Jean was saying, and like I said earlier, it's the first word in our motto is respect. And you always have to respect them. You may not know the lines, the boundaries that they set. And unfortunately, sometimes you learn those boundary lines too late, and they let you know for sure. They let you know whenever you've crossed a boundary. They are masters of intimidation. I've been many times at campgrounds where I sleep in the back of my truck, or right now I have a van, and they'll shake my van and or whack the side of the van, and honestly doesn't bother me because I know what they're doing. It's they're trying to intimidate and they're trying to scare. It's not going to happen. I've been growled at. I've had tree limbs and rocks thrown at me. Uh, it's and yeah, I get frightened, but I don't get traumatized though. Again, it's um, I have stood up to 6'7" tall um, drug pushers, 300-pound people, and I've stood, well, not exactly toe to toe, well, maybe toe to toe, yeah, but my nose to their belly button, basically, because I'm short. But I chew people out. The height, size doesn't bother me. If someone or something is being a bully, uh, I let them know in no uncertain terms that they're being a bully, and no, I don't put up with it. Oh, Patty. Oh, Patty, that's why we love you. And anytime you need me, I'm here for you. You know that. Fortunately, Ben's closer. No, it's um, like I said, anytime you need me, give me a call. I'll run up. I'll go. I'll grab my golf club. I'll go chase that one down. He tries to bully you. I'll run after him. And nerd, that's what I did before. Another time, the one tried to bully my dog. He was terrified. Yeah, Jeff, you're right. Well, it was a golf club. There was a golf club sitting next to the door because I used to practice chip shots out in my backyard. And I grabbed the golf club and chased after him because he was being a snot. And the one up in Prince Gallitzin State Park, he was, the one was throwing ultrasound at us and giving me a headache, some pretty serious pressure. And it was just getting worse. And I was getting pissed. And so I chewed him out and it stopped. They wanted us to move away because we were probably interrupting their hunt. And I understand that. But the thing was, we were sitting around a campfire and, they were trying to chase us away, by hitting us with infrasound. And it was just pissing me off because, I was getting, like I said, I could feel the pressure in my head. And it was just, oh, it felt like my head was in a vice. And the pressure was just building. And I thought, no, I've had it. I've had enough. And I'm done. So I chewed him out. I told him, stop it. You just stop it. And it stopped. I, like I said, these are stories that I've told, and I know, some people here are new, and I apologize. It's, to me, the stories are old, and I don't want to make it seem like oh, here she goes again telling the same old stories. And but if anyone wants to hear them, absolutely, yeah, yeah, I'm happy to share. I've got Yeah, I've got a ton more. Sorry, suppressing a yawn there. So how you guys doing? Any new adventures? Anyone hear any vocals lately? I think, yeah, I haven't heard any females calling this year. I think because it's mating season, well, getting near the end of mating season. And I think the ones around here, they wait a few years in between. They don't mate every year. So I think the last time I heard them was maybe about 3 years ago. And yeah, about the only vocals that I've heard recently have been them whistling up a pack of coyotes. And that's what they do. They'll, yeah, Jeff, it was a golf club. Yeah, they'll whistle. They'll do a whistle, and I'll imitate that every so often and make the. Yep, Deb, I do. Oop, try to highlight your there. Um, yeah, I'll whistle, and sometimes I'll get the coyotes to start. Um, but no, I think earlier, nerd, you had asked about if I do any calls, and no, I don't do any calls. I don't bang on trees. I let others do that because just because of that one instance. And yeah, I have called, done calls since then. Um, I'm not very good at them, I think. Yeah, there's other people who are better at it. Oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to suppress it and I didn't mean to. Here I am yawning. And it's not that late. But um, yeah, other people are better at it. So I just don't. You know, you know, whenever I'm with a group, there's usually someone else who's pretty good at calling, and I have no problem. They can do it. I just don't. Sorry, BJ. Yeah, I know. I know. Once somebody starts, it's like forget it. You have to do it. 9 o'clock, it's like, oh man, uh, because I usually wake up right around 5 o'clock, something like that. And by the time 9 o'clock comes, oh, plus today's been a pretty busy day and a lot of things going on. And whoop, there she is. Did you notice that, Patty? All right, hold on a second. I'll take. Yes, I did. Okay, I did. I trim my own hair because I don't trust hairdressers primarily. Every time I go to a hairdresser, they screw up my hair. And that's Sinead behind me, finally making her appearance. Thank you, Patty. But I probably should go to a hairdresser to kind of fine tune the cut that I did. If anyone, watches YouTube videos. Yeah, Deb, you're right. Whenever the wild hogs are in the area, yeah. Yeah, I protect you. What hogs were in the area? Debbie really didn't realize that they were, well, no, she knew they were there, but it didn't quite connect that how dangerous they were. Uh, and so I literally shoved her up into the back seat of the pickup truck, and got up in behind her. And then what happened a few hours later, here's a Bigfoot sitting in the bushes next to the truck and growling at us, but Debbie didn't hear him apparently. Shot into the truck and he heard it. Kumbo heard it, and here it was, maybe uh, not even 8 feet away. It was. They wanted us out of there. They were in the middle of a hunt. They're hog hunting, and we were interrupting the hunt, and they wanted us to go away. And the one was growling. So yeah, there's YouTube videos. I can't remember the guy's name, but anyway, yeah, it's, and sorry guys, this is gonna bore you because this is girl talk. Where you put your hair up in rubber bands, and you'll do like a ponytail top of your head, and hang it over, and then you cut it at certain points. It's called um, the wolf cut. That's what it's called, the wolf cut. And I did that. And then there's another one called the butterfly cut. And it's using 2 or 3 rubber bands at different spots on your hair to give you different layers. And that's what I did. I gave myself layers, and I have the front longer and the back a little bit shorter, although the back needs to be a little bit shorter, a little bit more bob. Yes, I'm emotionally fine. Thank you. So far as I know, I'm emotionally fine. Yeah, as far as I know. Yeah, hey, I'm sure my sister and others will let me know. But no, there's I compensate in other ways. For whatever happens in my life, I compensate in other ways, and plus I'm a woman of faith, Christian Christian lady. Excuse me. My prayer life is very rich, and I have a great relationship with my Lord and Savior, and that's how I compensate. That's how I cope, and I think that's what helps me with the Bigfoot also, because and yeah, I respect them. I am frightened of them, and if you're not frightened of them, then you're uh, quite frankly not smart. uh, because that comes with respect, because you they are what, 9 foot, 800-pound monsters that are basically benign. You don't know if they're good, if they're bad, um, if they're in a bad mood, if they're in a good mood. They're unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen. On the most part around here, they're fine. Um, they'll play games with you basically around here, and that's about it. It's other part of the country that you have to really watch and be careful. And because I think in the South and in the West, they can be fairly nasty. And oh my God. Oh my goodness, BJ. Oh, that's horrible. That is horrible. Similar happened to me when was that? In 2020. Um, I even went into the hairdresser with a photo, and I showed it to her. I'm holding this photo so she could see it as she was cutting. And instead of shoulder length, she cut it to my ears. It was like, okay, we have one note Nelly here who only does Karen haircuts. And I did. To me, it was your vision of a Karen, that kind of haircut. And so I've let it grow out, and it's back down to, I've cut off about, I don't know, 5 inches so far. My hair grows very fast, but I want the back to be a little bit shorter, but it's not bad. Okay, a little bigger than ordinary critters of the night. Yeah, only by about 800 pounds bigger. Yeah, you're right. Excuse me. Oh, okay. Yeah. But even so, to cut off 5 inches of your hair, that's not good. Okay. One was throwing ultrasound at me. Yeah. Um, yeah, they'll, um, not ultrasound, infrasound. Can't remember, was I saying ultrasound? Um, yeah, they put out infrasound, INFRA sound. It's sound, excuse me, below the range of human hearing. Well, there's some people who can hear it. It's like from 16 hertz and below. But infrasound, there have been many scientific studies on infrasound. Excuse me, I'm sorry, man. My throat is getting itchy. Boy. Um, the military used to do a lot of experiments. NASA has done experiments on infrasound. Um, infrasound can give you intense migraines. It'll cause amnesia, confusion, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. Uh, uh, Prolonged exposure can cause cancer. Uh, People who live next to um, windmills put out infrasound, and people who live there, in the close vicinity to wind turbines, there's a lot of instances of brain cancer. And let me see what else. Intense confusion, even to the point of, okay, all right, you're from Iceland. Okay. Varies in, okay. No, I've got a friend in Sweden. Okay, I've heard about that nerd. I honestly have, and I think that's the coolest thing. And that's outstanding. But I do have friends in Sweden and Finland who are big, or what, they're the same thing, Bigfoot, only over there they are, I guess, formerly known as trolls. Whatever the name would be for trolls in that language, that's Bigfoot. and they do a lot of research over there. And yeah, infrasound is it's crazy. Okay. Oh, Scotch dog dude. That's funny. Oh, Butler. Oh my goodness, that's only a half an hour from me. Wow. Wow. Now, did that happen in Butler, Pennsylvania? If you can find that out. Yeah. Yeah. Wild. Sounds wild to you. Yeah. It would be. Yeah. But Butler County, yeah, there's a lot of, it's a great Bigfoot area. I do some research over there in that area. And, excuse me, some intense activity also. A lot of sightings, um, a lot of, some of it is juveniles, horsing around, playing around, being teenagers, basically. And that's pretty cool, nerd, that you're from Iceland talking about the fairies and the gnomes. Yeah, I have heard about um, the billions spent to put roads to go around their homes. That's just cool. Very cool. Yeah, if see, we have a Facebook group, and if you're on Facebook, I urge you to join the group. They have we've got, and it's the same name, Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project. Uh, in the files section of the group, I have a lot of not only my research, but I've included others' research. So, um, some of it explaining infrasound and, and the physical effects on the human body. And this is all scientifically backed. Like I said, the military has used it. Uh, NASA has used infrasound. And so there's a lot of studies and publicly accessible, and I've have them all linked in the file section. I have a lot of information on other research that I've done over the years, and I've included all that, and it's freely available to everyone. I don't charge for, you know, I happily accept donations, and but yeah, it's all freely accessible for everyone in the group. I don't think that enough people get in there and take advantage of it, which is unfortunate. But yeah, there's a file section, the photo albums. I have a lot of my research in there. My a lot of my investigations where I have my notes, from the investigations and photos from the investigations. And yeah, I've done a few in Butler County. Um, yeah, that's wild that your friend, that he's from Butler. That's pretty cool. That's a good area, very good area. In fact, I was talking about the one camp out at the Bigfoot, not the camp out, but the festival, Bigfoot Barbecue UF Festival, and that's just outside of Butler County. Uh, it's possible that But but then not too many people know, Patty, about that happening. And that's the thing. They don't associate it, that it can happen and that it does happen. She's my dog. See, I'm sitting here in a nice, comfy office chair, and unfortunately, she finds it comfy too. She jumps up behind me and slowly pushes me out of my chair. So now I'm barely hanging on to the edge of my seat. Again, lemon water, and that's it. I know there's a few people I've seen on podcasts where it's not it's an alcoholic beverage, and then other people, they'll duck to the side and you'll hear snap crackle pop of them taking a toke. Okay, Patty, my husband says believe nothing of what you hear and only half of what you see. Yeah, it's a good. You always have to question what you hear. She was up there at the last live. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, oh boy. Yeah, but Patty, yeah, you have to be skeptical. I am, and I've had all this experience, and I think that's what it is. You hear a lot of stories, and you can pretty much figure out who's telling the truth and who's making up stuff. And Nerd's friend, kind of believing that. Because that's really not something that is commonly known. Should have turned my heater on. It's getting chilly. And here it is. It's 9:30. My goodness. Well, tell you what, guys. Getting late. Thanks, Joe. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. You have to be skeptical, and you have to analyze what you hear. Um, you you become proficient at reading body language and reading people's voices and what they do, how they react, during whenever they're talking about their experience. Me too. Can't wait. Can't wait. I am so looking forward to this camping trip. And if any of you other ones, if you're free, you're in the area, come to Kentucky. Not not this weekend, but next weekend, April, what is it, 5th through the 7th. Land between the Lakes, National Recreation Area, Kentucky. Uh, look up Red Hollow Campground. A lot of us are going to be there. It's a very scenic area, beautiful. It's and to repeat a phrase, it's a very boogery area. A lot of Bigfoot. Yeah, it is best to camp down by the Red Hollow. Yeah, yeah, I love Red Hollow. Like I said, it's scenic there. It's very pretty. Um, beautiful view of the lake. And come join us. Yeah, we're gonna have a great time. Oh, okay. We have someone new here. Cargo on cargo conversion. Yes, yes, I remember. Oh my goodness. Yes. Yeah, here's somebody else from met us at the Jefferson County Bigfoot and Paranormal Festival. And like I said before, I loved it there. It's just I haven't had a chance to get back there to the other ones. There was always a scheduling conflict. But yeah. Okay, Deb, you have a good night. Thanks for joining us. And tell you what, guys, uh, Diane, I loved it too. I always enjoy these, and these free form talks. I sometimes enjoy these better than the ones where I have an actual theme that I have something to talk about. Because no matter what, I may start out with a certain subject, but we always go off to something else, and it's always fun, and I enjoy these interactions with everyone. But tell you what, it's after 9:30. I've been yawning for the past half hour, and I apologize for that. I do. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, BJ. Yeah, that's what I've heard. And I'm going to try. It depends on when it's going to be held this year. Um, yeah, I may try to make it to this year's, but again, I pushed myself so hard last year that it was, I just exhausted myself and made myself very sick at the end of the year. Okay. Oh. Oh my God, thank you. Okay, where's the best area to camp in Red Hollow to experience anywhere? Camp up where you can see the lake. The entire campground is active. Yeah, BJ, I know I've had everyone else yawning now for the last half hour, and I apologize. Yeah, I'm sorry, but tell you what, I'm gonna I'm gonna close this down now. And everyone, you have a great evening. Thank you for joining me. I've had a fantastic time, and we do this every Wednesday evening. Uh, I've had to skip a few because of what's been going on in my life with the. Uh, I'm not even going to go into that, uh, but I do announce it ahead of time to let everyone know that it's delayed. But I'll see you next week. Oh, wait, no, next Wednesday, I will be on the road heading down to Kentucky because I'm leaving on the 3rd. Uh, The official camp out starts on the 5th, but I'm heading down on the 3rd because I love it so much and I need to get away. And so I'm heading down on the 3rd. Tara and Debbie Parker McGee is coming along with me that early. And I think Diane is also coming early. There's quite a few of us going early. And we'll have a great time. We're going to have a great time Bigfooting. But y'all, you have a great night. Have a good night, good weekend. I may or may not. Oh, how long is the drive for me? Officially 9.5 hours. It's probably going to take about probably another 10 and a half, I would say. And not including potty breaks and stop for dinner and so on. But yeah, I would say 9.5 to 10.5 hours. I think, yeah, Diane has a longer drive because she lives on the opposite side of the state from me. She lives over by Philly. And so she's got a longer drive. God bless you, Diane. I'm looking so forward to this and seeing you guys. We're going to have so much fun. Okay, talking too much. Love you. If I can get on at LBL, Land Between the Lakes, I will. No promises because I don't think there's a signal down there. And so, good night. God bless. And Monkey Wench out.